Truth, culture, politics, no filter. This is Jamaica 87.
Serious business now. I understand that the Minister of Education has made herself available for a short time just to speak to this issue. Minister Dixon, good morning.
Hi, good morning, George. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm not happy this morning.
Well, there you go. Well, you're not happy. Why? Tell us.
When you hear an allegation about something happening in your schools, and that's made publicly, and there's no attempt to speak to the ministry beforehand, that's very concerning, especially on matters that affect our children. The role of the Minister of Education is to protect our children. And for allegations like this to be known by a senior educator and not refer it to us first before going public in that way is quite distressing.
Have you spoken to Mr. Malava or anybody in the leadership at the JTA?
I got him a few minutes ago. I got to speak to him a few minutes ago, and I said to him, and I'll tell you what I said. I said, you have to identify which school this is, when it happened, and so that we can investigate properly. And he has told me he cannot do so because the teacher has told me.
Sorry, Minister, beg your pardon. He has said he cannot what?
He has indicated he cannot tell me the name of the schools because the teacher reported it to him in confidence. But in my view, in confidence went when you made it very public, right?
What?
And so it is very important that the report is done. Now, none of us disagree with the point that the shelterees need to be given a home. And I have said that many times, and I know the Ministry of Local Government is working really hard on that, and Minister Mackenzie has been committed to that. But at the same time, if there are things that are happening in our schools that affect our children, it is our responsibility to report it, and also for me in the ministry and my ministry team to investigate it. And all we're asking is, please tell us when this happened, where it's happening, so that we can intervene with the police and ensure that our children are protected. But I can't even get that information.
But I stopped at the point where you said that he said he couldn't share the information about the school in particular. So it's one school that the incident happened, he's saying, right?
I'm not sure if it's one, if it's two. He said there are multiple teachers that made reports to him. I've also noted that the teachers should have made reports to their principals because the region has checked with all principals. Only 8 schools have shelterees in them, and the region has checked with the principals. The principals have said they do not know of these reports, but they are going to again go back to the teachers today to ask if they're aware of these reports. But to date, nothing has been reported through to the regional team or to the central ministry on these allegations. And I'll tell you, George, we had a meeting, our last meeting. I meet every month with the JTA. And, they've consistently expressed concerns about the shelterees being in the schools, as we have in the Ministry of Education, and we agree with that. And at the end of the day, what I said to them, and I've said this to Mr. Malava, if you see any incident or hear of anything, let us know so that we can investigate it. After the last meeting where they were saying, the teachers aren't happy and all the other things, I asked my parliamentary secretary, Marlon Morgan, who is so wonderful on your programs, I listen to him all the time calling in.
Yes.
I asked him to go immediately to Westmoreland after my meeting with the JTA, and he went to every school that had a shelter, and he met with the principals and the teachers and came back with a report. So I've not sat back, so I've been monitoring this because the safety of our students is absolutely important. So not just having our safety and security officers go regularly and having the shelter managers there and having the education officers there. I asked my parliamentary secretary to go personally to every single school and come back with a report. And we never got any of this.
Minister, do you accept that a school principal who leads the JTA, who is told in confidence that adults shelteries in schools are having sexual intercourse in full view of children, cannot share the information with you, the Minister of Education? Do you accept that?
As I said to him, that I don't find this acceptable. I don't find the response acceptable. Now, obviously, we are from different schools of thought. That's clear. And I believe that we have a duty of care and that we have to protect our children. And so anytime any report comes to us of anything that harms our children, we have a responsibility to report it, investigate it, and make sure that that situation does not continue. And that's my commitment to my children. And so I want to know which school this is. I want to know where this happened, because there are legal ramifications for this. And I know the majority of our shelteries have tried their best. It's under trying circumstances. To live in a school, nobody's going to choose to live in a school.
Yes.
Right? And so it's trying circumstances. And they have been trying to work with us. But if there is someone who is acting inappropriately, we have to deal with it. But I can't deal with it if I don't know.
So at 10:41 a.m. on this day in Sports, Minister, April 8, 2026, based on what you don't know, you have asked for what to be done to get the information.
We have spoken to the regional director. The regional director sent her a memo stating all of the checks she has done with the principals. So we have everything, we have a train of record. The education officer is checking again at the schools. The principals were spoken to. The principals have been asked to do checks again with the teachers. I have asked Mr. Malava to share the information. I've even went as far as to say to him, go back to the teachers who spoke to you in confidence and ask them to please do an official report to their principal, to the ministry, to the region, wherever. So we're trying to get to the bottom of it as best as we can. But as it stands, I have no official report before me. All I have is a statement that was made at a conference.
Hear you on that. Thank you for your time this morning, Minister.
All right. Thank you, George.
The Minister of Education, Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon. Mr. Malava, you were spoken to in confidence, you told the minister. And you couldn't speak to the minister in confidence about something as serious as this? Serious enough for you to keep your powder dry until the platform of the JTA annual conference opened up for you. You bellowed this information to your constituents, knowing that only you knew. And you bellowed it to your constituents, knowing that your comments would be picked up by the media. And when the media picked it up and did its job, and then the minister called you, because clearly they were caught, the Ministry of Education was caught unawares. The Ministry of Local Government caught unawares. Labor and Social Security caught unawares. Education Minister called you. Mr. President, give me the information so I can move to resolve it. You say you can't talk? So who will resolve it then, Mr. Malava? You? Will the JTA go and resolve this situation? Is resolution of the situation in the gift of the JTA? Can you do more to resolve it than the Ministry of Education? If you can't resolve it, why are you keeping the information to yourself? If you feel it important enough to talk about it on a national platform, well, on a platform that will be amplified nationally. If it is so serious, why do you refuse to give the authorities the information to address what you say is a serious matter? It don't make sense, sir. And it just ordinary. calls into question how serious we are about the children. Because your lament, at the heart of your lament, was how children were seeing this thing in the schools. And the people responsible for ensuring that children don't experience that in schools asked you for the information and you don't give them the information. So how it going to fix? What is it that I am not understanding about Mr. Malava's position in this matter? Break time.
My hands were...
Oh, all right. Yeah, I don't know.